All right. So this is Luxury Nexus. Hopefully, everyone is encoding their local GPT with all kinds of accolades and great things that you guys are doing that you're feeding into either ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Gemini, Google, or Claude, or Perplexity. Who knows? Who cares? Make sure each week take about 5 minutes, and it could be as easy as talking into your GPT to add those types of information. Jeff Wu has a contact that he'd like to bring on, and I thought it would be very interesting to do. Let me pull up his text that he sent to me last time. We just didn't get it scheduled yet. But it's his title person who is, let's see, he has a list of 30 things that you can do to augment your AI so that it can talk about you. I'm trying to pull it up here. Here we go. Top trust signals that matter. So let me share this with you guys so you can see what the heck I am looking at here. Can you guys see this? Yep. So the title person, and I can send this to everybody. I can post it. Basically, the top trust signals that matter, and some of it is like uber technical, like the first 1, 2, 3 sound to me very technical. Number 7 and 8 are technical, like computer technical. 11, 15, 18, 19 are non-technical, meaning that you're using some content that you're either creating, so like a case study or testimonial presence. I just was thinking about this because we have on our team, we have had three agents that have, so Keller Williams, if you hit a cap, then you quote unquote cap, and then you don't owe anything to the brokerage, right? So when you go past cap, you get 100% of your income from all closings. We've had 3 members on our team cap, but I didn't do a press release, right? So one thing that I'm gonna start searching is press releases, because if you create the press release, of course use GPT, and then post it and then feed it back in, it should pick that up. And if you're also putting in, hey, Property Joe's the best agent team or team of agents in Houston, Texas, and then you add best team in, and then I'm going to pick our top 20 areas that we like to do business in. Houston's huge. It's the size of the state of Connecticut. But still, I can narrow the conversation, the written conversation online, so the GPTs can pick it up. That's kind of one of the things that I learned recently. So I'm going to try to get this guy. It's a friend of Jeff, for them to present to us next time we meet, so that he can kind of go through some different ideas on what we can do to augment our presence. All right, so let's go around the room and talk about what you've done or accomplished in terms of augmenting your presence, teaching GPT, let them know about you last month. Orlando, are you there?
I am here. I am here.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for putting this together, and I'm looking forward to learning lots and implementing lots as well. My implementation so far has been lackluster, unfortunately. I've been focusing on putting in everything from the conference so far with my team, and that's where my energy has been, but that will be changing. So I will be doing much more work on that, but I don't have a whole lot to contribute at this moment, unfortunately.
All right. Well, welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
Thanks.
How about you, Ms. Julie?
So I just was telling you that I had knee surgery and have just got myself back up really since leadership. But what I did is I made a list of accomplishments. And I recently, in July, added someone high quality to my team. And so I have him and a VA. He's got really great credentials. So I had him making a list of all of our accomplishments, awards, and then he also went into ChatGPT to see what was out there. And he's like, wow, there's a lot of positive stuff about you. And I'm like, well, that's good because, you know, I didn't necessarily get it out there. So he's in the process of helping me fine tune that. And then we're working on calendaring, doing it once a week. We talk every day at 7:30 in the morning, but one day is going to be ChatGPT stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome to schedule it. I love how you're thinking through that and making sure that you're putting intentionality to it. Because one thing I've realized over the years, and especially it's really pronounced with this whole AI thing, is that we're not realtors really. We're mini publishing houses. You know what I mean? We publish how great a house is, and you know, here's the most likely buyer. We try to pitch, you know, on a specific buyer to these specific houses, but we're also branding ourselves. So this just puts a high level of importance on what are we doing to really brand ourselves and to get that message out there so that these GPTs can pull it in. So good job. Lana Rodriguez, congratulations on your baby.
The baby is coming any week now. So good morning, everyone. So my focus has been obviously shifted on preparing the business for me being a little bit away, because I am hoping with this third child, I will get to take a maternity leave this time, because with the other two, I was just working straight through. But Joe, after our first Zoom, what I've been doing is every 5 to 6 days, I remind my ChatGPT, which name is Sage, who am I, what I do. I kind of plug in some review links, especially Google reviews, because that's what we have been focusing on. And I did share with Brian, because Brian does commercial in our team. And I was like, Brian, you need to prompt yourself as a commercial broker in Colorado Springs, because commercial broker competition, even where you guys are at or we're at, it's, you know, no commercial agents are using ChatGPT because it's just, I don't think it's their thing. So that, yeah, so that's what we have been doing, you know, kind of like baby steps. But Joe, I was going to ask you, we don't have to discuss this right now, but I'm sure if you guys seen or not, but Zillow is now a preferred partner of ChatGPT, or it has been announced yesterday. So curious on your thoughts, how it's going to impact us, the little guys. Maybe we can leave it as a topic of discussion for end of the call.
Yeah. I mean, I think not surprising that they're going to do that. And they're going to probably wait. So Zillow's probably going to have some sort of algorithm that's going to weight their reviews, probably. And they're going to, anytime you hear ChatGPT or a GPT, think about coding or think about programming. They're basically just taking information and throwing it into their large language model. So another way to think about it is programming a library. That's all they're doing, is taking that information and programming it into it so that the result, right? So we've gone through getting answers to inquiry, getting results from asking questions to the internet. That's search engine optimization. Now the GPTs are trying to give what they call answer engine optimization. So that means that it comes back in a form that's more and more usable. depending upon your prompt, the information is more and more usable. Before that, it was just a list of things, and you had to figure out how to get in there and how to figure all that stuff out. So yeah, so not surprising. Not surprising. And what's interesting is too, and I think Buffini talked about this during leadership, is we're going super tech, like super robotic, and all of that. But our currency in our business is high trust, which is touch, which is what we do. We call people, we build into relationships. We call people, we write notes, we do pop buys, we do events. It gives us a platform of trust, and touch over technology will always win. And so just kind of keep that in mind as we're building this out, because we want the brand to be like highly visible. And I'll tell you, there are clients that don't even like the answers from ChatGPT. They'll call me and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" before they even make a move on something. So it's going to sound like I'm saying yes to that and yes to doing this too, but it kind of is a both and. But Buffini did talk a lot about, when he originally talked about writing the note for the first time to me, I thought, okay, that's so dumb, right? But he's right. It's the first thing that gets opened. It's personal. And very similarly, people are not trusting in InstaSham anymore, right? And they're going to use certain things about AI for efficiency, but overall, a lot of times they're not going to trust it. So just keep that in mind as you're kind of building this stuff out. Jeff Wu, what have you been doing since the last time we've had conversations? Is he there?
Hey, my main focus has been getting up the reviews. We went from 13 to now I think we have 50 plus. So
Wow.
Hopefully by the end of the year we'll be over 100. So working also on some other GPT things, and then talking to my friend that you mentioned. So just one step at a time.
So when you say you went from 30 and you're over 50,
13
to 50, what was your pitch? What did you tell them? What did you ask? How did that, how did you get them to jump in there?
Lots of texts, and also coaching them up with key geographic words like Arlington, Fairfax, Vienna, McLean.
Smart.
And I'm focusing on the geography because most of those geographies are higher dollar areas.
Right.
In Vienna, they're tearing down homes for 1.2 and popping them up for 3 million. So
Right.
That's been the focus.
Super smart. As you guys encode your GPT, or as you are getting referrals, or if you're writing blogs, or if you're writing content or talking about content, it probably will be highly important to go from general to specific. And if you're going to pick a specific neighborhood, I would pick the top 20 most expensive neighborhoods in the area. Or if you have a bunch of clients that are buying in one section, and they're a higher dollar point, I would start focusing all your Google reviews, all your blog posts, all your stuff, if you're going to do it, rather than be super general. Like I tend to do that. I tend to be like, okay, in 19 years I've had over 1,000 clients, so now I've got to do all 1,000 clients all at once. I would probably try to be a little bit more tactical there, and then pick the highest dollar ones in the areas that I like, and then start focusing on that. But good job, Jeff. Let's try to get your friend. What's his name? Your title friend?
Wade Vandermolen.
Yeah. So let's see if he can come and talk to us next session, which would be the first Tuesday of November. See if he's available.
I will find out.
Super cool.
November 4th.
Thanks, Julie. All right. Who is 425? What area code is that?
Good morning, Joe. This is Kate Johnson in Redmond, Washington.
Hey, Kate Johnson, selling Seattle suburbs. Hashtag.
I am. Yeah. It's great to hear all you guys and hear what you're doing with it. I love to hear the name stage that you gave it, and I love hearing about adding the cities. That's a really smart comment because I think about my reviews and I went through it in my head. I'm like, oh, they're not saying what city they're in, So
Yeah.
and
I have a bunch
you know,
of them like that, or the neighborhood or the community they bought in, right? It's kind of important.
yeah, it's very important. It's like, holy cow, that's a great idea. So I've been busy since leadership came home, and I went back to Chicago, and I was doing the high touch in person in Chicago. So I have not been working on projects, but I'm listening and following along here. So and I'm excited to I actually have some time today when I'm getting a new furnace installed. So
All
and
right.
closing some
Awesome.
houses. So
Well, we're glad to
yeah.
have you. All right, Aaron
you.
West. What you been doing? We lost him. Sounds like he is out of pockets. All right. Super good. All right. So we're going to have Wade come talk next time. You guys we're going to go over in a second and kind of review what your ahas from the conversation will be so that you guys will implement, come up with an action plan for next time. For me, I'm going to do press releases. I'm going to go and get some more reviews because I got a bunch of closings. So I'm going to ask him to do some more reviews. I'll do video and text, and then I'll tell him to mention the neighborhood as well. So that is my ahas for this go round. Julie, what are your next steps?
I was going to ask you before you finished. You said you're going to ask about the neighborhood, and that you're doing video and text. How do you ask when you're asking for reviews? And one of the things that I do is on the bottom of our emails, it says, I don't know exactly what it says, but something like, if we're not giving, what can we do to improve to ensure that we're delivering 5-star service, so that every time they hear from us, and we're asking, how can we go above and beyond, so that when we are asking for a review, it should be 5-star, because if hopefully they've been honest and told us if we're dropping the ball somewhere.
Yeah.
How do you ask and how do you lead up to it? And you said you're doing video and text. You're asking for video and text reviews. Are you sending them a link, or how are you?
Both and. So part of the process we have is, and I've kind of shifted from doing it after closing to so for sellers, once we pass inspections, hey, would you mind giving us a review? Right, because we've actually delivered on something, right? So inspections, similar with the buyers. If we get past inspections, we're at about 95% at that point, right? And again, it depends on I'll have to be judicious and customize it specific to their transaction, but that's probably when I'll start asking. And I'm playing around with the languaging too. It's not just a one and done. It's, hey, what did I do recently? I've actually done also, hey, can I get a testimony from you? I'm going to do a Google meeting with you after you move in. And they're always saying, yeah, sure. It'll take 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to ask you about your experience. And I've done it 4 times already. I haven't done anything with it yet. No. So I'm doing the video part of it, but I haven't gotten anything written. So I may mix it up a little bit, and maybe even take some stuff from that video, get the transcription out of it, and then ask them to post a couple of phrases out of there just to do that. But I'm playing around with it too.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm just trying to figure that part out. And as you're saying that, and I'm thinking, what am I doing going forward? I want to be very specific, literally have an agenda with Andrew as my assistant about what we're doing. And so that we have this
Yeah.
week we're doing this, and then is it done? But the other thing is, oh, good, Aaron, you're back. We're going to ask you. But I have a virtual assistant who's really good with technology. So I might ask him, okay, once we get these, I want you to figure out how to post and what to do with it. And Aaron, I know you're really good at this. I'm glad you popped back in.
Yeah, sorry, I had it minimized and had to figure out how to. I don't use Google Meet very often, so I was lost a little bit. On reviews, it's you just have to you just have to ask and ask and ask and send them the link. You have a link for it. I mean, we're almost to 900 reviews now, and it's only because we keep it in front of us and we keep it in front of the clients. The ones that you have really good relationships with or you've knocked it out of the park, then you ask them to do more, post a picture, because that's really big. If they post a picture, if they use the keywords, I'll tell them what keywords to use, talk about how we negotiated. But the more specific you are about what you're looking for and what you want them to say, the better the odds are that they're actually going to do it. It's like Brian said a long time ago, or I don't remember where it was, but if you're talking to a teacher and you're asking for a referral, say, if you're talking to any of your teacher friends and you hear about them buying or selling, because it gives them a lock point on it. And the same thing is true when you're asking for reviews. You say, remind them of these things, so that, because a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know what to say on a review. And so they just don't do it. So if you remind them of the important steps that you want them to touch on, and then say, I'm going to send you a link right now. And we literally text them the link right at that moment. Could you take 3 minutes and just click on that link and leave us a Google review? And then the same thing is true with Zillow. It's the team hasn't been as good on Zillow lately. I've got one guy that does it because we've been mostly focused on Google. But if you send them the 2 links and you say all you need to do is just copy and paste what you wrote on the first one on the second one, it would mean so much. And then I explained to him why it's important too. I'm like, you came to us through referrals. I mean, you came to us, but the reality is that most people go online and check to see if we are who we say we are anymore. And this is a way for people to see that we actually do serve the way that we've served you. So if please take just a couple of minutes and then I, go into whatever it is. But it's being specific and making it as easy as possible has been for us the best way. I mean, we have a Google code, we've got a link, we've got everything to where it's as easy as possible.
That's awesome. Thank you, Aaron. What have you been doing with your GBT recently?
We've been moving, so GPT has been down the food chain, but the team is still checking every day. They go in and they go through the list of questions of what can we do to show up better? Where are you finding us? Are there places for us to improve? We're really focusing on the search side of it and showing up. We've been showing up number 1 or number 2. I've gotten a few calls where I reached out to you and one other agent because ChatGPT said you guys are the best. And so what I found is if the people ask very specific questions, it will give them one answer. If they ask general questions like who is the best agent in X, then chat or whichever one they use will give them 2 or 3, and then they go do their research on those 2 or 3 to see which one they connect with the best.
Interesting. Where are you doing your reviews? Is it all on one site or multiple sites?
Mostly Google and Zillow still. Although we transfer all of our reviews to Homelight, My 3 Best, and Fast Expert. Because Fast Expert is one that most agents don't think about, but ChatGPT goes and uses that as one of the resources. So we transfer all of our reviews over to any of the sites that ChatGPT is using. I've got one of the VAs, and they go through and they're transferring those reviews to those sites to give us more meat for it to pull from.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. All right. Let's chat about lessons learned and what you're going to do for next time. All right. Julie.
Unmuting. Well, just I'm typing as fast as I can because I know that Aaron has always been very good with the reviews. So I think I'm going to fine tune that and just go back and then Aaron, you said fast expert, my 3 best, home light. Was there another one?
Well, and then Google, the best thing to do is just ask ChatGPT who is the best agent in wherever it is that you're looking for. And then underneath it, it shows the websites that it uses to make that decision. And then you can ask it, how can I show up better? Or you are a top AI marketing expert and I have a real estate team. What would you suggest that I do to show up better in the different chat searches? And it'll literally give you the answers of where it goes, what you would do. You know, it told me that I need to do more like newspaper and articles and that kind of stuff. So, and then we're also starting to put together a plan for YouTube and video because it's not that far away before the chats start going in and pulling and using that video as reference. So the more that you have up, the better you are. You know, that's just more meat for them to use.
Awesome. Thank you. So basically ditto. I'm copying Aaron.
Very good.
I know, not very helpful.
All right. Orlando, what are some things that you're going to do for next time?
Yeah, my big thing is going to be on the Google reviews. I got pretty excited when I heard Jeff say he went from 13 to 50 because I think I'm in like 20s right now, and I would definitely like to be up higher around the number he's at. And I got lots of really good direction on how to ask for them and what to put in them. And yeah, I'm looking forward to maximizing on that. And then I really liked what Aaron said about asking that question to ChatGPT and then following the instructions it gives you back on how to be there.
I'll add one more thing, Orlando, on reviews because we've been working on them for years. They don't have, so Google ranks the reviews and always shows the most relevant at the top. So you don't even have to have people who have bought or sold from you to give you a 5-star review. I have waitresses give me a review. If I'm at the restaurant, I'll say, you know what, I would really love to give you a positive review and talk about the business and talk about how great you served us. If I sent you a link to mine, could you just take 2 minutes? You don't even really need to say anything and just give me a 5-star, my business a 5-star review. They always say yes. You leave a review. And if it just says 5-star, it just adds to that algorithm and the number. It's not a matter of having 50 that all say something amazing. It's 50 because that's the only thing that people see are the first page, which are the top 2 or 3, and how many you have. So I've given away TVs, I've given away Pelotons when those were a thing, you know, just doing Google reviews. I've given away 2 trips to Disneyland Disneyland, where we ended up getting and then we drew and had a Disneyland trip and the hotel. So you can get creative with how you get reviews, but if you've got 20, your goal should be 150.
I love that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. What about you, Kate?
I am working with something a client just sent to me. We connected on LinkedIn again, and he's somebody from my past, and he is an international consultant. And he had a post about VOC, the voice customer. And because I commented on something he put in, something. It's a really cool thing. I'll share it with you guys. And it also goes to that angle about figuring out what the clients are looking for and that intention. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing. I've got a email already set up with I use Rate My Agent, and then I also have the Google links as well for my reviews. And just fine tuning that, working with that. And, you know, being here in Redmond, I've got a ton of people at Microsoft that are working in AI as well. So I'm going to take them out to lunch and kind of chat with them a little bit to hear, get some insight of what they're hearing. But it's going to be interesting because those are all former Microsoft people.
Awesome. So great job. Hey, when you post that stuff on Kate, can you post it on the Facebook group? I guess we lost her. All right. Yeah.
I'm here. Sorry about that.
No worries. Just post it on the Facebook group. Whatever you're going to post.
Okay. I
Awesome.
will. I think it's an interesting thing that I came up with. So
yeah.
Cool.
Super awesome. All right. Looks like we're at the end of our time. So Jeff for next week is gonna I'm gonna get together with him and his title person Wade, who is trying to create brand authority for each person. I'll post that link or that photo that he sent to me just to give it some ideas for next time. And we'll go ahead and send the transcript to everybody that's been on the call and a copy of the video. So, all right, you guys have a great rest of the day and remember to touch your clients.
Thank you, Joe, for organizing and keep pushing us along. I know that sometimes we're not always moving as fast as we'd like, but I think as a collective group, this is a very valuable group that you've put together, and I really appreciate it. So I just want to say thanks.
Absolutely. We all win. We all get inspired. And business is definitely not alone.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all have
Thanks,
a great
Joe.
day. Ciao.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.